Good afternoon, it's Francesco here from the Smart Stocks newsletter. Today's educational video is going to be focused on the net highs and net lows indicator that I use on TradingView. I was first taught about this concept from the work of Matt Caruso and John Boyk, and I wanted to put out a little video explaining exactly how this indicator works and why I find it to be so useful. Basically, what is it? So essentially, it's a tool that shows us how many stocks are making 52-week highs versus how many stocks are making 52-week lows on any given day in the Nasdaq composite. Now, obviously, a greater, more bullish, healthier, perhaps easy dollar environment is going to be when we're seeing more stocks making new highs, which obviously is quite logical. Now, how do we use this type of tool? So down the bottom, you can see when we have the green boxes, you've essentially got net highs outpacing net lows. And when we see the red boxes, we're seeing a trend of the opposite, the net lows outpacing net highs. The boxes that are unmarked or blank are basically when we're seeing a choppy, directionless period of the two. So it's a really clear-cut, very easy, definitive way to see what's really going on under the hood in the Nasdaq. Now, the best part about it, and what really made everything click for me, was when I overlaid all of this action with the actual price action of the index. Okay, so if you take a look, just recently, starting off this recent rally, we came off a pretty choppy period, a downward sloping pullback, where I would argue this was obviously bear market type of action here. A lot of traders were short or in cash, and you can just see this abundance of net lows dominating, especially here. So you're not getting any trend to the upside. It's hard to make money to the upside, I would argue very hard. Little trading to be done, really difficult environment. Most stocks are getting smashed around. So why is that? Well, the answer is it's because most stocks are making new 52-week lows. Look at the domination in these values. You see huge candles of just net lows versus minuscule net high readings. So that tells us that there's a very tiny amount of stocks making new 52-week highs, and there's a ton of stocks making 52-week lows. A clear depiction of what's going on under the hood in the market. If we fast track to basically this current uptrend, you can see that our readings started to become a little more neutral around here. Then we got a little bit more chop and net lows persisted. And then we started to finally turn to getting those green readings. We eventually crack into a power trend of net highs, and then that led this sort of really nice powerful advance. Interestingly enough, we started to see those numbers of highs dry up, and slowly we started to have net lows. Yesterday being our first breaking day of a pretty impressive run of net highs. So, okay, Francesco, this is a really small example. This is not much of a sample size. Well, I implore you to go back and take a look at how price action has looked over time with this indicator running on your chart. Let's just take a look down here. You see we had a pretty nice uptrend, largely dominated by net highs. A little bit of selling in here in the pullback. Net highs resume, and then suddenly they start to go to a neutral level, down to a net lows dominated reading, so on and so forth. Let's take a look at these periods here. When you have, okay, the market's going up a little bit, but it's not ripping, it's not racing away. You can just tell by the slope of the moving averages that we're up here nicely. We get into some neutral territory, and then all of a sudden that trend continues again. You're seeing net lows proliferate, and you're not going anywhere. You're just getting sideways action in the market. So these are harder environments to make money. Again, big trend up. You can see, all right, we flipped green, we reclaimed moving averages, net highs entered the picture, and we were able to get this really nice trend in the market. The inverse occurred down here for the bear. Start cracking moving averages, the picture gets a little grim under the hood, and before you know it, we're rolling over, going much lower, and we can see that's just dominating the tape, the net lows, in fact. So you can just take this indicator, flip through the price action, do your own study, come to your own conclusions, but this is what I found to be a really helpful tool. You know, we look at the 21 top. This is probably one of my favorite things to look at and study and reference. We had some net highs coming into the market, and then this number started to really sort of dry out up here, and then we flipped negative. Just as the day we made an all-time high on this index was the day that we really started to get net lows pick up. So under the hood, the majority of stocks are making 52-week lows, and you got a few names holding up the index, your mega caps, which was the case in the 2021 top. And you can just see here that we just keep drifting lower, sideways, choppy, unhealthy environment. Well, how did we go in 2020? the famous 2020. Look at the power. Look at these walls of green net highs, day after day after day after day after week. Okay, you have your little healthy normal corrections, pullbacks, where we're going to see net lows, obviously, and then just absolutely gigantic walls of green net highs, indicating a healthy market trend. So I encourage everyone to go through, look at the price action. The ticker that I use is IXIC. You can see here we've gotten a beautiful trend here, rising above all these beautiful moving averages, net highs dominating the tape, and then of course, the COVID crash. Let's look at this as a little example. We start to crack moving averages, and then net lows dominate the tape. And then, conversely, we started to see a little bit of health enter the market when things got really neutral. No one was believing or buying this bottom, but if you paid attention to the data, we could see that net lows were really starting to dry up. We're getting almost that positive reading, almost net highs, and that springboarded the beginning of the big bull market. This indicator is available on Matt Caruso's TradingView page. It's free. This is where I recommend you go and grab it from. I have it on my charts. I look at it every day. It's a great tool. If we look at it now in today's current market right now, we're seeing we've had a great run of net highs, and we're seeing these numbers dry out, and yesterday we flipped to net lows. So perhaps we're going to get some chop, perhaps we're going to continue our uptrend to the upside, but it's just a little point of reference. Again, everything comes second to price. Price is number one, but these are little things and tools that I like to look at for context of what's going on in the market. Hope you enjoyed my video. If you like it, please subscribe. I have a newsletter as well that I operate where I share all my trading ideas, watch list names. I go over my best ideas, and I look at my portfolio every night for subscribers. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.